13, Scanf function and its working principle. So let's move on. Scanf function. So in the previous video we have talked about the printf function, and in this video we are going to learn about the scanf function. So let's move on. So what we are just going to learn here is that a scanf function is used to accept a value from the keyboard. So therefore the title here is accepting a value from keyboard. So we are going to accept a value from the keyboard, and this is done by the function which is inbuilt function in C language, that is scanf function. As we have talked about the printf function, that was also inbuilt function in C language that is used to display a message on the screen. Now the question arises that how we can accept a value from the keyboard. So scanf function is going to help you to accept that value from the keyboards. Therefore, we can say that the C compiler support an inbuilt function named as a scanf function that can be used as a flowing format to accept a value from the keyboard. So this is how a scanf function can work. So let's look at the syntax of it. So in the previous video we have talked about the printf function and its mechanism and its syntax also. So let's look at that how it is going to work in the scanf function. Now printf function is that function which is used to display a message on the screen, and that is an inbuilt function in C language. So here we can say that printf is a function, therefore its parenthesis must be open and closed, and whatever the message you are going to write here, that will be displayed on the monitor, and that should be within the double quotes. Therefore I have specified this double quotes, and that is the requirement. If you didn't specify this double quote, or by mistake you are not going to just do these kinds of the things, then that will produce an error, and you have to think about these things also. So betterly we can say that you have to specify these things, that your message should be within the double quotes. Your message should be within this double quote, and that will be the correct approach of going through to display message on the screen, and printf function is going to help you in that. Now moving on the scanf function. So scanf function is an inbuilt function in C language, as printf was a inbuilt function in C language that is used to display a message on the screen, and here scanf function is also an inbuilt function. What it accepts a value from the keyboard. So it accepts the value from the keyboards. So we can say here is that scanf function is a function, therefore its parenthesis must be open and closed. Here I am using this parenthesis. Now here is some condition of the print scanf function. What is that condition? That your format specifier should be within the double quote. Your format specifier should be within the double quotes, and you have to use that things. And also after you have to specify comma operator. We have talked about the comma operator in the previous video, so please watch that topic. Now moving on the AND operator, or we can say ampersand operator. So this is an ampersand operator which is used to hold the address of the variable and the variable 1. So it is saying that I have to hold the address of the variable 1, whose name is variable 1. So ampersand is an operator, and its work is to hold the address of that variable. So it is holding the address of the variable 1, and it is holding the address of variable 2. And if we can hold the address of any variable, we can access that value easily. And format specified is going to help to access that value. Now, and we can say it is and, okay, or ampersand. We will give the name of this symbol ampersand. Okay, so ampersand is an operator which hold the address of the variable. So okay, So it is holding the address of variable 1 and it is holding the address of variable 2. So we can say that we can access the value of the variable 1 also and variable 2 also. So this is how the scanf function is going to help you in accepting a value from the keyboard. Now let's look at the notes, and that is so important point. A format is specified in the scanf function is specified type of the value that accept from the keyboard, that is going to be accepted from the keyboard. So format specifier is going to help you in the process of scanf. So format specifier will decide your the value to be inserted in which format. It might be integer, it might be double, it might be character, it might be float value. So different approach can makes you to enter the value from the users. So this is very important point. Next, moving on the next point, that is ampersand. As we have talked about the ampersand here, that this is an ampersand operator which is used to hold the address of the variable here 1 and here variable 2. So it is used to hold the address on it. Okay. So here what it is saying is that ampersand is an operator when a variable preceded with ampersand, that is the and, then it drops an address of variables. So it is actually holding the address of the variable. Okay. So this is what ampersand status. Next, I have a question for you, that write a program in C to accept two integers from keyboard and display it on monitor. So the question is very simple, that you have to accept two integers from the keyboard that will be given by the user and display it on the monitor. So let's look at this question, that how you can solve this. So you have to use two functions only, printf function and scanf function, and you can easily solve this question. Okay, so let's move on. Here example is state us that I have declared a main function whose return type is void, and here I have opened the curly braces, and after that I have declared two variables, that is a and b, that is a and b. So two variable has been declared of int type, so its size will be 2 byte. So A will store the value into byte and B will also store the value into byte. Now I have used the function clr function, and this function is used to clear the screen. Means whatever is written on the screen, that function is going to clear that off. So after that I have used the printf function, as I have told about the printf function in the previous video, that the whatever the message it will display, it should be within the double quote, and therefore printf function I have uses that enter to number, because I have to use two integer. I have to take or accept two integer from the keyboard. Therefore I am just printing a message to the monitor, to the C monitor, to the standard output device, that enter two number here. So a message will be displayed on the monitor. Next, final is that I have to accept two integer value from the keyboard, and that can be done by a function which is an inbuilt function in C language, that is a scanf function. So a scanf function is used to accept a value from the user, and format specifier is going to help you to format which types of the function, that might be float, that might be integer, that might be character also. And operator is going to help you to determine you the address of this variable A and address of this variable B. So this is how all things is working together. Now scanf function. So scanf function is used to accept a value from the keyboard. So we can say that scanf function here is a function, therefore we need to specify its format types, that whatever the format is specified, that we need to declare here in within the double quotes. So I am using an integer, therefore I have to specify percentage d for the integer, percentage d for the integer, because I am using two values here. Therefore, I have to specify two format specifier for A and for B. So first is pointing for the A and second is pointing for the B. Next point I have used the comma operator, and that is used for the separator here. Now and A is stating here is that ampersand is holding the address of variable A. Ampersand is holding the address of variable B. So actually I am getting the address of variable A and variable B. If we get the address of variable and variable B, we can easily access its value, and its value is going to be stored here in the format specifier. So okay, so this is what scanf function does. Next, finally, when we have entered two values from the keyboard, then we have to display it on the monitor. So this printf function is going to help you. So within the double quotes, I am using backslash n, which is an escape sequence. This means that I am using a new line. This means that to create a new line. Okay. Then I am using a statement a equal to, or we can say message a equal to percentage d. Percentage d is a format specifier which is going to display the value of a, and then comma operator, then b is equal to percentage d. Here b is the message I am displaying, equal to percentage d is a format specifier, so it is going to get you back to the value of a b, that whatever the value of b, that will be come out here. And finally I have used the th function, which is used to hold the screen. Therefore it holds the screen for the process that it needs to be converted. Then finally I have terminated this, or we can say close this curly braces. So this is how we can write a program in C language to accept two integers from keyboard and display it on monitor. So this is our example for you guys, and I think you have learned it. So moving on the next, that is output of it. That what will be the output of these things. So first thing is going to be print here on the monitor is enter two number. Then the user is going to enter that two number. So that will depend on the user. Okay. Then finally looks like this. Enter two number, message will be displayed on the screen. Then the user have entered 10 and 20. Then A is going to be 10 and B is going to be 20. In the new line, the message will become. So this is the output of this program. That is, write a program in C to accept two integers from keyboard and display it on my working process of Scanf. So let's move on and look at the working process of Scanf. Working process of Scanf. So an inbuilt function scanf perform a work as the following way. So let's look at that how it is going to be work. Our first point is that in scanf, a format specifier associates left to right, and it is so simple. And most important point, that here you can see here that we are using an example to elaborate the things, whatever is written in the point 1 is that in scanf, that it is an inbuilt function. We have studied about these things. Now in scanf, a format specified associates left to right. It means that we have to use the direction, that is to execute it from left to right. How we will perform it, let's look at that. Here we are using a scanf function, and we have studied that scanf function is used to accept a value from the keyboard. Now how I am just going to accept a value from the keyboard? I am using ampersand. Ampersand is an operator which holds the address of the variable. Okay, and variable is going to be taken and considering the value of a and considering the value of b. Now here what happening is that we are using the format specifier and format specifier here. Therefore the thing is going to be done by the format specifier is that it replaces the value of a here. Okay, when it replaces the value of a, the value of a is displayed here, and when the value of a is displayed here, again this percentage d is used as a format specifier, and its work is to replace the value of variable b. Okay, so this is our first point, that in Scanf a format specifier associate from left to right, and that is so important point. Now moving on the next point, that is when we use a separator in Scanf to separate two values, then inputted value must be separated by those characters. Now what is the meaning of this? And it is totally basic point, we can say, for the Scanf and whatever we are learning in the C language. So we can say here that I am declaring a variable a and b of int type. Okay, int data type. Now in this place I am using a separator, that is the comma separator. Comma is working as a separator here. Now what is our second point telling us is that when we use a separator in the scanf to separate two values, their inputted value must be separated by those characters. This is telling us that when we are separating these two values a and b, then the inputted value must be separated by the comma, and this is what it tells. Now moving on the things, that is the I have declared variable a and variable b of int data type, and terminated it with the semicolon. Let's move on the next point, that is printf function. Now printf function is used to display a message on the screen, and what it does is that it helps us to display anything, or like content, like information, like statement, and every kind of the things that is needed to be printed on the screen. It is going to help you. Okay, so and it is an inbuilt function. So both these are inbuilt function. Printf function and scanf function is an inbuilt function of studio.h header file. Now printf function is going to work that it is going to print this statement, enter two number. Okay, now moving on the next line, that is scanf function. We have a user the scanf function to accept a value from the keyboard, and that is from user. Whatever the user given us, that will be stored in the A and that will be stored in the B. Okay, so what happened here is that we have using the two variable A and B, and we have enter, we have printed the value, we have printed the statement, that is enter two number. So what will be the output of this thing is that it will clarifies us that enter two number. Okay, the message will be printed here, enter two number first of all. Next thing is that after the printing of this statement, because printf function help us to print whatever is written here in the double quotes, so we can say that printf function help us to print the thing. Okay, now what is the work of scanf function here is that it will print the value of A and value of B, whatever the user has given in it. Okay, so you can see here is that user has given 10 and 20, therefore we can say that this is helping us to replace the value of A and B, that is 10 at the rate 20. Okay, now moving on, the most important thing in this scanf is that it is a format specifier. Its work is to replace the value of a variable A, and its work is to replace the value of variable B. Now you are looking at the rate, so this is nothing reserved keyword. It is not a reserved keyword. Okay, it is just like a statement or the content or the information, like here you are saying enter two number. So this is a statement, also here it is also a statement, but this is the format specifier, which is the reserved keyword. This is also a format specifier. This is the AND operator. This is AND operator, you can say ampersand, which hold the address of the variable A. Okay, we can say ampersand hold the address of variable A here. and here ampersand is holding the address of variable b. So ampersand is used to hold the address of variable. Okay. Now moving on the next point, that is so important point. In a scanner, work will be performed from left to right. So that is so important point in scanner. This work should be from left to right. Okay, from left to right it will perform. So here you are seeing we are proceeding from left to right. Scanf function percentage d, percentage d. So here whatever the value of a, that will be replaced here, and whatever the value of b, that will be replaced here. So this is how it works. Now here you are seeing a integer variable. We are using a data type integer for the three variable a, b, and r, and we with the help of a comma as a separator. Now after that we have uses the printf function, which help us to display whatever is written on the screen, which help us to display the content, the message, or anything like information. Okay, so it is helping us to print anything on the screen. Okay, now we have given our statement, or the, you can say, information here within the double quotes, and that is what going to be printed on the screen. Okay, enter two number. We have uses. Now finally we have uses the scanf function. Okay, so we can say here is that we are using the scanf function. Okay, we are using the scanf function, and its work is to accept a value from the keyword. Now what we are doing here is that we are going to make a format specifier. We have created two format specifier here, and a comma and b. Now what and a, because and a, or we can say ampersand and, is used to hold the address of variable a, and ampersand b is used to hold the address of variable b. So what it does, that it will hold the address of variable a and it will hold the address of variable b. So we can say that ampersand help us to holding the holding the address of variable a. Okay, and percentage d, which is the format specifier of integer type, it is going to replace with the value of a. It is going to replace with the value of b. Now after that we have assigned this whole function to a variable r. Okay, to a variable r. Finally we have printed, we have uses the printf function, which help us to print on the screen. Okay, then we have uses the backslash n r equal to percentage d. Now backslash n help us to give a new line, and that is the escape sequence, which help us to make a new line. Okay, now we are using the r equal to percentage d. Now r is a type of integer data type. R is a integer data type. So we are using percentage d as a format specifier. If r should be a character data type, then we will be using percentages or percentage d. But here r is a integer data type, therefore we are using percentage d format specifier. Now after that we have put it comma and then r. So what is the value of r here? It will return the value of scanf function. What is telling us, and what is the fourth point, that is the most point, that is scanf function returns total number of values which were accepted from keyboard. So here we are just returning the value of the scanf in a variable r and assigning it in a variable r, because scanf function return total number of values which were accepted from keywords. So here whatever is accepted from keyword, that will be returned in the scanf function, and we are assigning it to the variable r. Now here we are using the printf function to print that r. Finally you can see the output here is that enter two number. First thing has been printed here. This line of code printed this thing here. After that, because we have uses the percentage d percentage d. Therefore, the user is going to enter two values, that is 20 and 40, and after that scanf function returns total number of values which were accepted from keyboard. So that value is going to be assigned in the variable r, and we have printed that variable. Therefore, r is equal to 2, and that is how it works. So this was the working process of the scanf. So thanks for watching. धन्यवाद.